Well, if my melancholy from last episode hasn't gotten any better, it will probably get a little bit worse because Rosteg Rosdanowski just came to me and said, "Hey, I want to move to a bigger club." So there's that. Velan Dimitrov actually ended up going to Salernitana in Italy for 1.5 million. About 4 teams came along, and because they automatically paid the same thing that the original team did, the GM accepted them, and he ended up going to Italy. 14th in Serie A. Okay. Let's see something here real quick. Who is he going to be behind? Jorgen Strunlusen. I agree. Wout Weghorst is 36 years old. He's still way better than anybody I have. On the ends, Georgi Boznovsky came in. We had him earlier in the save when I needed help on the defensive backline. Hanover put him on loan. And since then, he went back. He had a couple of seasons there where he was a starter, did okay. I suspect he got moved around quite a bit. Then he was on their B squad. We got him for 16,000. The only troubling part about this deal is that we're paying him 11. Where are we paying? We're paying him 10,500 pounds a week. So, but we can afford it, as I mentioned, because we're currently 58,000 euros under our budget as it is. I keep saying pounds, and I don't know why. Injury-wise, Marco Donavi youngster's out with pulled ankle ligaments. Vladimir Nowitzki's out with his fractured lower arm, but he should be back for this game, actually. Alexander Stashevsky's out for another 2 weeks, probably. So I'm looking, and one of the other reasons I brought in Bogowski is that he can play left back. Maybe not well, but he can play it better than some of the other guys who can allegedly play left back. So today we're playing Dundalk Strata. So what are we going to do here? Demi on the right. Grosnowski in goal. He, of course, just reached 4-star potential. So Pandev in the center. Davidovsky in the center. Boznovsky there. We'll put Todorov on the bench. We'll put Murati on the bench. Boz can start on the left. Moreno will start at the right. Unless for some reason Jankelov's back. And I don't believe Jankelov is. It says he's out in the 2-3 weeks. Jankelov is back. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put Moreno on the bench. Start Jankelov. Secondary will put on the bench. Son Bozanowski. Put him on the left because we want this Bozanowski at center back. Stamkov will start at center back. Giannakis will put on the bench. Mitev will put on the bench. Boris Pasevsky is my first striker. Boris Pasevsky is my only striker this match. So I did not realize I was this thin at striker. Pasevsky is my only healthy one that I would consider a full-time starter. I mean, if I look by position here, we scroll down, there's Pasevsky. Nikolovsky's young, but he's young. He's 18, he's 17 years old, and he's just not doing well. Which comes to shove, Demi can play striker, which we may end up having him do. But for this match, we're breaking out the 4-3. Well, it could be a 4-3-3, I guess you'd call it, but it's a 4-3-2-1 as well. So we got Grosnowski in goal, Bozanowski, Stamkov, Bozanowski, and Jankelov as the defensive back four. Murati, Davidovsky, and Pandev as the midfielders. Boz and Demi as the attacking mids. Pasevsky up top as the striker. Kruzlak, Bogovic, Bastian, Kruzlak, Bastian, Kristovic. Bozanowski knocks it away. Kalmar picks it up. And he puts it near post. Come on. How could that? Bogovic, Kalmar, Bastian. Back to Kruzlak. Balak, Kristovic, Kalmar. Lofts out towards George. Jankelov knocks it away, but goes right to Davidson. Back to George. Hendry to Davidson. Hirschhorn, Kristovic, Jorge. And that was wide right. It was a good attempt, though. Demi, right side of the box. Jankelov centers it, knocks it away. Hendry bombs it forward. Bozanovsky has it down. Maradi to Pandev to Demi. He gets it to Jankelov. Jankelov feeds Demi. Right side of the box. Maradi is there, and we equalize. A very nice goal after some back and forth. Some good ball movement by us to equalize the game. Not a lot of people in the home crowd. Jankelov. Ball bounced off Davidson. Demi picked it up nicely. Centers it to Maradi. Maradi just one taps it. There was about 3 guys in front of the keeper, and he just could not see where the ball was and where it was going. Gets it to Maradi or to a Boz. Boz back to Bozanovsky. Bozanovsky to Davidovsky. To Pandev. Demi. Right side of the box. Again, Pandev. Jankelov. Davidovsky, and he scores. His first goal of the season. I'm counting on a lot more from him this season. Pandev's gas, but we'll switch him out at the half. Bastian gets the ball to Bogovic. Bogovic. Back to Kruzliak. Balak. Bastian. Kruzliak. To Hendry. It's the first time in a while I've seen the graphic glitch. Kristovic. Jorge. I swear, if I didn't know any better, Grozdanovsky was purposely playing like crap so I would move him. About 60 minutes in, we're going to make a couple of changes. Pandev's going to come off. We're going to bring on Todorov. Todorov likes being a central mid. Or a deep line playmaker. Or advanced playmaker. How's Davidovsky feel about being a central mid? We'll bring Bozanovsky off and bring on Morena. We'll save our last sub. Because it looks like Jankelov's going to have to come off here in a minute. You know what? We'll just go ahead and do that now. We'll bring on Mitev on for Jankelov. Before Jankelov does anything stupid. Linde just bombs the ball forward. Stamkov gets the ball to Todorov. Todorov back to Bozanovsky. Bozanovsky to Todorov. Todorov feeds Demi, cutting inside. He gets it back to Todorov. Todorov out to Mitev on the right. He centers it towards Demi. Demi to Maradi on the back post for a very nice goal. That was a great assist by Demi. 80 minutes left. How are we doing? Davidson just bombs it forward. Bozanovsky picks it up. Gets the ball to Stamkov. Stamkov sends it all the way back to Grozdanovsky. Stamkov up to Davidovsky. Davidovsky to Maradi. Maradi out to a Boz on the left. He crosses it in. Bozevsky's there, and he hits the crossbar. Corner kick in. Bozevsky can't get the header on it in time. Well, he looked like he hit it too early, actually, if that's a thing. Linde just bombs it forward. Mitev picks it up, gets it out to Demi on the right. Demi to Todorov. Todorov up to Bozevsky. Bozevsky drops off to Davidovsky. He lofts it towards a Boz, left side of the box. A Boz tries crossing in, but bounces off, goes to Morena. Bozevsky can't get a head on it, but Davidovsky's there to pick up his second goal of the game. Nice job by Morena getting it in. The keeper did well to stop Bozevsky's shot, but Davidovsky was there to pick up the rebound. Stamkov on the free kick. Out to Bozanovsky. Stamkov. Morena on the left, centers it. Davidovsky gets it up to a Boz. A Boz feeds Bozevsky, and he hits the post. Kruzliak knocks away. I swear, players kick the ball and then they don't follow it up. Maradi to a Boz, knocked away again. Perica gets it to Aziz. He just lost it forward. Stamkov gets to Bosnowski, who sends it back to Grosonowski. He bombs it forward towards Basevsky. Basevsky was fouled, looks like. And Demi just got injured. Hopefully it's nothing serious. And we win 4-2 after some first half lapses in concentration and effort. The formation worked out really well for us. 4 to 5 weeks. We got Bregalnica coming up in 2 days, and we have Dundalk straight at home, and then the transfer window closes. So I am going to be a little bit busy before we come back with the next game against Dundalk straight up. First, I have to go see what George is barking at. We'll be back in a minute. Well, the good news is we made some deadline day transfer moves. I'm not going to say they were panic moves per se, considering the players we got. The bad news is because this is a Euro Cup game, they're not registered for it, so I can't play any of them. So we'll look at them after this game. We are currently ahead of Dundalk straight of 4-2 on aggregate. And the guys I wanted to play are mostly back healthy, so let me do this here real quick. We're playing on our 4-2-4. We got Grosnowski and goal, Bosnov. Why does he do this? Why does he do this? You know what? I like my assistant coach. He does a great job, but he constantly puts in players I don't want him to play. So you know what? We're going to clear the entire team selection. He's playing him because he's got the best ability, but he's 15 years old. It is really 6 of one, half dozen the other. We're going to put Novosky on the bench. Basevsky's going to start. Grozanowski's going to start. Pandev is going to start. Davidovsky is going to go to the bench because Murati's going to start there as soon as I get to him. Maybe if I just go like this, that will make my life easier. So this is what we're going to go with. It's Grozanowski, Bosnowski, Mitev, Manev, Stamkov, Pandev, and Murati are in the midfield. Abaz and Todorov are the attacking mids. Nevesky and Basevsky are the strikers up top. Formation's a bit wonky at the back. Why is that? Take a look at that here in a second. First highlight of the game, 23 minutes in. Stamkov to Murati on the throw-in. Stamkov gets it to Manev, back and forth. Grozanowski gets it out to Pandev. They were literally man-marking Grozanowski. That was interesting. Pandev, tries getting it to Basevsky, but it was intercepted. Kristovic can't handle the ball, though. Pandev over to Todorov. Murati up to Abaz, gets it to Nevesky, and he buries it. That was a bit of luck. I'll take a bit of luck. But that was a bit of luck. And they're checking it, and he is disallowed because he's offsides, apparently. Okay. Linde bombs it forward. Manev heads it down to Murati. He sends it back to Grozanowski. Grozanowski holds it up. Gets the ball to Stamkov. Stamkov to Murati. Murati back to Manev. Avoids the slide tackle. Stamkov up to Basevsky. Back to Murati. He tries to get it towards Nevesky, but it was off target. Bastian gets the ball to Kristovic. Hirschhorn back to Davidson. Up into a crowd. Kristovic heads it. Can't control it. Stamkov gets it to Manev. Manev to Stamkov. Up to Todorov. Todorov feeds Basevsky. Basevsky feeds Novesky. To Pandev. Abaz out to Basevsky, and he puts it far post. Some very nice ball movement. He's dropping kind of far back for a target forward, I think. I mean, he's all the way on the midline there. I don't know if I couldn't tell if that was a transition thing or not. But a nice job by Basevsky going far post. Free kick. Ballack over the wall, hits the post, and it goes out of bounds. They're calling out a corner kick. Grozanowski must have got a hand on it. Hendry can't control it. Excuse me. Oh, Henry couldn't control it. Ball went out of bounds. This is an inopportune time to cough. Oh, Todorov fouls George, and he's off. Are you kidding me? Great red for Todorov right before the half. Now, the good news is we've got a 3-goal advantage. The bad news is there's still 45 minutes of football to play. We're playing a 4-4-1, essentially. I've dropped the line back. I got time wasting on. We're going to go balanced on the mentality. Hirschhorn sends it in. Bastian's there, and they get a goal. $60 minutes in. I'm not going to make any changes unless a guy is absolutely falling down. Giannoulis, Bollock, Kalmar. Oh, Grosjanowski, nice shot. And the follow-up bounces off the post. Mena just bombs it up the field. I'm not a fan of this. Hirschhorn, and I don't know what happened there. It looked like he was kicking it left, and the ball went right. Giannoulis. Bosnovsky heads the ball away. Hirschhorn to Davidson, to Molumby, and he hits the crossbar. Mitrov heads it away. Grosjanowski picks up the counter header. And oh my God, did we ever get lucky? If there was ever a match for the FM gods to get their revenge, it would have been this one. But we beat Dundalk straight a 5-2 on aggregate. Todorov's going to miss at least a game. No, I'm going to reject this. He shouldn't be on loan anymore. We need him here. Transfer status. Available for loan. Unavailable for loan. We win the Euro Cup playoff. We're in the group stage. We received 280,000 euros for that. Todorov was suspended for 1 match. We're not going to appeal it. Raise through the press conference here. Received 3.4 million for qualifying for the group stage. Stamkos is going to miss a day. When is the draw? I'm very happy with the outcome. We're going to save this real quick. Then we'll look at the transfers, and then we'll get to the draw and go from there. When is the draw? That's this. That's this. That's the first qualifying round draw for the U19s. Euro Cup group stage draw. It's going to be today. Well, we're going to look at the transfer window roundup. Mario Walewski is coming in from Riga. He's 26 years old. He is going to be a striker backup and a midfielder backup. He can play a little bit on the right. I didn't have him fully scouted, but what I saw, I really liked. And plus, he was available on a free. His contract was ending, so I didn't have it. He plays in the Latvian league, but I needed some depth up top at striker and at midfield. He's a balanced personality. He's 26 years old. He's coming in on a free, so I scouted him for 1 week and got this back, and then had to pull my scout back. One of the nicer things that's happening is because of where we are now, guys like this are willing to come to us for a decent price because we can afford to pay them. If he does sign, we're paying him 1.2 thousand euros a week. For a Brazilian coach with this level of skill, who will automatically upgrade our coaching team, I am all for it. A couple familiar names here. Oliver Petrov went on loan to Osaka. We saw that. Veton Tusha, who I've been after since like literally the beginning of the save, when he was at Benfica. He was at Vardar as a youth player. Then he went to Denizlispor and then to Poland, and they turned around and sold him for 675,000. And at one point in time, he was a 5-star potential player. Now, then he bounced around. He had a good season at Casapia. Shout out to Fox in the Box for that. For the longest time, he wouldn't come because of the stature of the team. Then he wouldn't come because the country wasn't up to his standards, sort of thing. But I guess being a part-time player in the Portugal Championship wasn't as appealing as being a full-time starter at Vardar. And he's a solid player. One of the reasons I brought him in was he can play the left, the right, and he can also play striker. And I believe I agreed to play him up top as striker, but he can rotate around, and I am okay with that. Now, his determination isn't the best. His bravery isn't the best. I can live with that for now because his dribbling, finishing, first touch are nice. His passing and technique are also good. And physically, he's solid. So he runs with the ball down the right, moves in the channels, knocks ball past opponent. I think he will do a job for us. And then I was looking around and I realized I hadn't checked out players who were available for loan. And Oliver Sakrigi showed up. He was at IK Sirius. Now, he is... Let me go here real quick. It says he's Estonian, but he has to have Macedonian as a second nationality, and it's just not listed on this particular skin, because I was able to sign him no problem. And he doesn't have, I mean, if we look at him in the thing, he doesn't have the foreign player attached to him. We picked him up on loan with a $235,000 option, or 275,000 euro optional future fee, and I suspect we will probably be picking that up. He's 23 years old. He plays all three advanced midfield positions really well. He's also a very good midfielder. Physically, he's really good. I mean, for 5'10", the 7 jumping reach is probably a bit on the low side. Mentally, he's got a couple holes in his game. The bravery is a little bit on the low side. The positioning is a little bit on the low side. Everything else is adequate. Technically, I wish he was a better crosser, but he's an okay dribbler. His first touch is nice. His passing is good. His technique is good. He will probably be part of the rotation, especially as we keep getting European football and we have European matches coming up. I need a solid second 11 to play in those games and to keep us on top of the league as well. So I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, as I hit the continue button instead of the button I wanted to, one of these days I'll figure this out. Today is not the day, though. All in all, we spent 1.2. We sold 2.3. I do have some future fees and payments in that coming out, monthly payments sort of thing, which I am okay with. Our transfer budget's still 11 million. Our payroll budget's 100,000, but we're only spending 60, so I've got a ton of wiggle room there. What I actually need to do is go to the scouting budget and increase that. So for some reason, I'm still getting recruitment reads and agent offers from people that aren't Macedonian. You know, yeah, you know, Wanis Taibi is great. I can't play him. You know, Alexander Florianic is great, but I can't play him. So we get to the draw here. Our goal for the Euro Cup is third place for the group stage. If we get third place, we go down to Euro Cup 2. And we earn a little bit more money there. Fabio Martinez is in. To send him on an intensive language course. I'm okay with that. So he's here for, well, he originally wanted 1.8. I got him down to 1.2, but I also gave him some very nice bonuses. Euro Cup group stage. Here we go. So we got Roma in Group A, Vitesse in Group B, United in Group C, Lyon in Group D, PSV in Group E, Sporting in F, Marseille in G, Leicester in H. Shakhtar goes to A, PAOK goes to B, RB Salzburg goes to C, Braga goes to D, OGC Nice goes to E, Dynamo Kiev goes to F, Anderlecht goes to G, Sevilla goes to H. Mainz goes to A. Sheriff Tiraspol goes to B. We are in Group C with RB Salzburg and Man United. Wow. Bilbao goes to Group D. Southampton to Group E. Ludogorets to Group F. Bayer goes to Group G. Dinamo goes to Group H, rather. Banik Ostrava rounds out Group A. Basel rounds out Group B. AA Ghent finishes Group C. Dynamo Tbilisi Group B. They are Georgian. Good for them. I started my journeyman last year in Georgia. I remember them. I wasn't that team though. I was can't pronounce it. Cherno something or other. Fiorentina rounds out Group E. Bodo Glimt rounds out Group F. Lausanne goes to Group G, which means Maribor is in Group H. Wow. Okay, so we have to beat Ghent twice or do better than them. I don't have any scouting, so I don't really know their squad, but wow. Wow, that is one heck of a region. Look at that. And he's a model citizen. Wow, okay. Well, our job just got a lot harder. That's one of the interesting things about, you know what, let me just go here. Actually, let me go forward today and we'll figure out what our schedule is going to be. Fixture rearrangements. Okay. So we got Salzburg coming up, but we're going to skip that one. We're going to come back for Ghent and Osegovo. And then we're going to skip this Man United and play this Man United. And then we're going to skip this Ghent and end up with RB Salzburg. Let's save this real quick. So the interesting thing is, and this happened to us once before as well, is you have to finish third if you want to go down to the Euro Cup. If you finish fourth, you're out. You get a little bit of money, but you go down to the Euro Cup first knockout round, which last season we were in, but we lost to Lille. So, you know, some good teams. We have I'd like to say we have a puncher's chance, but I don't know. I really don't. So, but a good first game against Dundalk Strata. We held on for the draw in the second after Todorov got sent off. All around, an interesting episode. The transfer business was interesting. We're getting to the point now where, yes, we're losing good players. Like we lost Dimitrov. Last season, we lost a couple other players. But this time around, we're able to find capable replacements who, in most cases, are at least as good as, if not a little bit better than the players we're losing. The issue for us going forward is going to be the North Macedonian talent pool. At some point in time, even the good players are going to want to move on to a bigger club. I mean, there's only so far we can go. I mean, and even if the country as a whole, I mean, we're up to 41st. And the team itself is like 68th, I want to say. So even as a whole, if we start moving up even more, it's still the fact that we're big. We're just not big enough. You know, the good news is that at least competition-wise, well, I was going to say we're doing better, but apparently we're not. We're all the way down to 74th. So, you know, we've got some good players, but on the national squad. But at the same time, we need to do better internationally as well. Otherwise, we're just not going to be doing much. When we got thumped in the championship group here, we did okay in the quals there. We ended up losing, but still. So it's you know, I knew this going into the save. It's going to be tough. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you are too. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticism, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM22.